From chef wars to coffee concoction contests, the National Food Showdown has been a much-awaited culinary event since it started a few years ago. Now, the 2012 edition of the Showdown kicked off its regional eliminations this month and will culminate in a battle royale in September. Now, here to tell us more about the event is Myrna Segismundo, chairperson of the National Food Showdown. Hello, Myrna. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, it's a pleasure.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the history of NFS. How did it get its start?
Okay, we're on our 6th year now, and what it is it started out as a marketing activity for a magazine. I used to be an editor of Foodie. Okay, and because I'm a product of culinary competitions, it's something I grew up doing, I thought that it might have been a good exercise to promote the magazine. But, you know, one thing led to the other, and before you knew it, it got bigger and bigger, and so now we've gone national, and 6 years have passed, and then here we are.
Right. So the National Food Showdown is now like its own thing. It's not even. It's so large. It's no longer connected with the magazine that originally started.
No. The magazine has folded up, and the Food Showdown, which started as a local competition in Manila, has now gone national.
All right. So this is a competition that is open to both professionals and students.
Yes, professionals, we would classify the hotels and restaurants in Metro Manila as well as in the provinces, in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And non-pro would be composed of mostly students, and any hobbyist, you know, could also be classified as a non-professional.
Okay, so those really talented, passionate home cooks are also invited to participate here.
Yes, but mostly it's the students, you know, from the various culinary schools all over the country and the Hotel and Restaurant Association, colleges and universities that really play a very big role in the non-professional division.
Sure, we're looking at a lot of sort of excited and passionate faces there in some of the pictures. How is the competition divided, like into what categories?
Well, we have a total of 32 categories for the year. We've increased it, you know, for 2012. And we have 3 main categories of what we call, you know, the dessert and pastry division, which we call Sweet Revenge. Then we have the service competitions, which we call the Bar and Dining Challenge. And finally, the complete chefs, which is mostly culinary in nature. So there's a lot of cooking, live, as well as display competitions for both the students and the professionals.
Okay, and who judges them? Who gets?
Oh, all right. Well, we have a big list of judges, professional judges from the industry, as well as local culinary celebrities who have been sharing, you know, their generous time with us, going around the country, assessing, you know, the entries of both student and professional competitions, and they've been very helpful actually in assessing the entries and promoting you know, the hospitality trade all over the country through their assessment of these entries. I mean, you have to understand that these are people from the industry who have use for particularly the graduating students, or you know, all these interested foodies who eventually want to find work in hotels and restaurants as chefs or service personnel.
Right. I'm sure it's very exciting for them to meet these young talents, and for the young talents to get to know the pros and the celebrities in the industry. Now, for those joining the competition, aside from bragging rights, what exactly is at stake for them?
Well, all right. You know, this is an annual culinary reunion. This is what I like to call it, because it's the time when the whole industry gets together to rub elbows with each other, and so there's a lot of networking. You know, during these activities in the provinces, as well as a culminating event in Manila. And so, you know, how often will you find an arena where people of like interests and skills and talents can actually be found there, and where they can hobnob with each other, whether it's simply for networking or for for the learning, which there is a lot of, obviously. So as far as we people in the industry are concerned, it's like, I guess it's like a culinary Olympics. It's an NCAA
Right.
of chefs and service personnel. So for us, that could be, it's a very exciting thing to do.
Right. Okay. So as far as conducting the actual competitions, everything is done. All the cooking is done on site, right? Or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. There are various categories. There are some that are cooked live on the spot, and some that you bring with you. Like wedding cakes and other like petit fours and chocolates and all that.
Okay.
It's something that you can prepare depending on the category that you're listed under, and then you bring that there for assessment.
I see. And this is going to be held at the World Trade Center.
At the World Trade Center. But if I might add, the National Food Showdown, like I said, has now gone around the country for at least 6 years now. What I'm very excited about is that by next year, we are going to go international.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. How international is international? What countries will you be visiting?
Well, we're not going to go too far from the region, but we have partnered. We're very lucky to have partnered with SITEM, who holds an event every 2 years. It's called IFEX. It's a national food exhibition. It's about Asian ethnic food exhibits, and we have become the culinary component of that event. And if we have what we call, there's a particular competition in the National Food Showdown called Chef Wars, which we bring all around the country, which is one of the major events. In the International Food Showdown, to be held in May with IFEX, we will have what we call a Super Chef Wars. Okay, so
very exciting.
The details, we're still cooking up, all the details, but that should be very interesting developments in the future.
Right. But for the NFS that will be held here, obviously it's going to be in a very big venue. So this is open to the public. The public can watch and perhaps get a taste.
Yes. It's at the World Trade Center. It's on September 21 and 22. That's about a month away from now, and it'll be 2 days of culinary battles.
Right. Okay, now, as you said, NFS is 6 years old now. I'm sure in that time you've seen all kinds of different dishes and concoctions and whatnot.